Well, hello. It is Monday, and I am here to deliver daily doses of body mind medicine and tips and tools on how you can deepen your relationship with your animal companion and learn the art of animal communication, which is innate and natural to all of us. So, if you've been wondering what your animal is saying to you, stay posted because I'm going to be a lot more active in this group and answer your questions. So, to get right to it, today's question came from Marie, and it's a common one that I get asked many times from animal lovers that have birds or dogs or cats or horses. And she says, SJ, help. No matter what I do, I can't seem to stop my horse from biting. What should I do? And this is a great question. So, thank you for asking and being willing to think out of the box because we all know that we get a lot more through mutual cooperation and mindful regard from our animals than we do from reward or punishment training, where fear is the motivator, right? That often leads to other behavioral problems and learned helplessness or shutdown in our animals, which when chronic unpredictable toxic stress builds up in their body, when they're not sure how to be with you and they're wanting to get it right and they don't know what you're asking for, well, we end up with chronic diseases, and that's something that we all want to avoid because we love our animals. So here it goes. Bite-sized chunks of love delivered to you around biting and nipping. If your dog is nipping at your ankles or nips at your anyone that comes through the door's ankles when you have guests or visitors, or you're holding your breath because you're afraid that the cat that's purring on your friend's lap is suddenly going to turn around and lash out and bite. Remember, it's never in the behavior, and the best way to find out what's going on is to ask your animal. So, ground yourself if it happens. Stop and breathe. Push pause on the world because this is going to give you time to go into inquiry rather than lashing out, smacking your horse with a whip, or kicking your dog, or doing something that you're going to regret later on and do nothing to actually resolve the biting. So don't react. I know it hasn't been working for you. So it's time to try a new approach. And remember too, our animals come into our life as as teachers. They come in with their own soul contracts, and they're here to help us to grow and evolve and become better human beings. And one of the things they are so good at is being present. So stop and breathe. Perhaps your horse bit you because you were not being present. Maybe you were turning your back and you were busy on your phone, and your animal is trying to get your attention, to pay attention to it, to be present with it. So make sure that when you're with your animal, you are totally present. And if you can't be, tell them because they do understand you. Say, give me a moment. I need to put down my bag, or I'm just going to, tighten the girth or put the saddle on, but I'm totally present with you. And also listen, because if your animal is biting you, whether your horse is nipping or your dog is nipping at you or your cat's biting at you, that's the stage where they're actually yelling, right? First of all, they're subtle cues. They give us plenty of opportunities to be present. So by the time they've got to a bite to get your attention, they're yelling. They're yelling at you. Really? I hear you say yes. Really? When your horse bites you, if they kick, if they rear up, or any other kind of overt behaviors in your dog or your cat, it's because they're needing you to listen, to be present and listen, to be responsive to them, to be with them. And they likely don't feel that you're listening. And so they have to get loud in their communication, right? This is the way that they get our attention, right? I've never met a bad animal in my life. I've just met a person that isn't listening to their animal. And that's not to make you wrong, it's just to help you to deepen into right relationship with your beloved companion. So slow down, right? I sort of said that in the beginning. Slow down, tap into your feelings. Ask yourself, how does my horse feel right now? What is my dog wanting of me in this moment? Is your cat in pain, right? Did you touch your bird in a place that is sensitive, that they're saying, this is my boundary, don't cross it, and be willing to honor what they're asking you to do. Then they don't have to shout at you anymore. So slow everything down. Tapping into your animal's emotions is going to help you to begin to uncover what's going on with your animal. Why aren't they happy? Are they in pain? Are they sick? Okay, so slow down. And if you've been with me for a while, you know I always say push pause on the world and be present. Animals are incredible teachers of showing us how to be present with what is. And if you are with a horse, they are big bodied, powerful animals. And they also can turn on a dime very, very quickly. So if you are not being present, you're not only endangering your safety, but you are putting your horse in a dangerous position as well. The same goes with your dog or your cat. Okay. So listen by pushing pause and bringing your attention back to what is going on. Get curious. Okay. Have a beginner's mind and then ask your animal what it needs from you and tell them that you're listening. You have my undivided attention. I'm listening. This is a great opportunity to improve your communication with your animal. And the first step is letting your horse or cat or dog or bird know that you really do care how they feel and you are listening. And if you need to, cats love ceremony, right? They want you to come with reverence and honoring of the ask, right? This is the mindful regard that I teach in the trust process. So the first step is let them know how much you care, about how they're feeling, and that you're listening to them. And then you can deepen into the conversation, and it might take time to convince your horse or your dog. If you're normally coming in and you're scattered and you come running off and you jump on them and you don't say hello, um, or you completely ignore your dog at the door, and you go about your day in your head, busy, 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 that just like a child, your actions need to match the words that you're speaking. So be impeccable with your word, follow through and do what you say you're going to do. And you're going to have to be consistent, just like you're growing your own inner child up, right? The child parts that you have betrayed or abandoned or left in the past, they're not just going to come to you first off the bat if you haven't been available for them in the past. It's like, yeah, right, even with my daughter, if I haven't been showing up in a way that she's been asking me for, and suddenly I get it and I start doing that, it's understandable that she's going to need me to prove it and earn her trust back. The same goes for our animal companions. And of course, the final point in this, because I could go on and on for forever, is really, as I said, be consistent and let go of your agenda, right? Remove all your projections or expectations about what you want your horse to do, or your dog, how you want your dog to behave, um, or your cat or your bird, and really focus on how they feel, right? Feel it in your own body and do a turnaround. This is the work of Byron Katie. How would you feel if someone had done that to you, right? This is what builds us in that place of compassionate listening. And the final thought on this is think outside the box. Remember that your horse or your dog or your cat is communicating with you all the time, non-verbally. They're giving you cues in their body language, in the tension that they're holding in their body. So when they do try to bite, or if your dog is sort of about to nip, look at, have the boundaries been crossed, and go through those steps that I gave you above, and then explore a little bit further with them. Make different suggestions to see if you can find out what's troubling them. Are they in pain? Are they sick? You know, a lot of dogs will snap because there's pain in their bodies. There's a spot on their body that when you touch it, they give you the growl first, or the hair stands up on the back first, and then they come with the growl, and then the growl gets a little bit louder, and if you're not listening, they start shouting, and the shout is the bite. So, if you sense that your animal is in pain, don't hesitate. Take them for a checkup. Go get their teeth checked. A lot of time they have pain in their mouths, or there's pain going on in their body. So go get them checked out, or um, hire an animal communicator like me that can do an intuitive body scan and find out and do some energetic balances on your horse and give you some practical tools like acupressure points, or photonic red light therapy that you can run on your animal, because they've told you, hey, don't touch me at the base of my tail because it hurts there. Maybe they've had a fall, or maybe they tried their own chiropractic adjustments, and it hasn't worked and they need an adjustment. Maybe you need to go see a chiropractor. So, just remember, they're probably asking you to be present. They're asking you to slow down. And maybe they're letting you know that they're just not coping with something that you're asking them to do. Maybe they're afraid. Maybe they've had a bad experience with it when when you trailer loaded, and your horse is scared, so it lashes out and bites. Or um, maybe you need to look at getting a full body harness with a back leash, rather than have a leash around your dog's neck, which often causes spinal misalignment. So I hope that these tips have been helpful, and let me know if your horse stops biting you, or your dog stops nipping, or your cat stops scratching or biting out at you. I'd love to know. So share your comments, your insights, and if you have any other questions, please send them in, because this is how I create these little daily doses of body mind medicine to help empower you to trust that you're enough for your animal, and to be your own medicine so that you can help them. All right, I'll take care, and I'll speak to you soon. Lots of love. Bye. Mwah.